Okay, we got the councilman here. There you go, BJ. We're live here at St. Coletta's at the Candidates Forum.
Good morning. Good morning. We are here. We are live. We are excited. Just another event on a busy campaign trail. A number of events today. Two forums, one at St. Coletta where we are right now. The second one is going to be at Mount Moriah at 2 p.m. We want you to show up. We want you to come out. We want you to support. But most importantly, we want you to hear and listen to what we got planned. It's an exciting campaign trail, a lot of activity, a lot of busyness, a lot of candidates. But you can only choose one. So we're asking you to choose Valario VJ Johnson for your next Ward 7 councilman.
Do you want to take us in and hear what the other candidates have to say? Well, we're following you.
Back to you. But first, we're going to do a lightning round. The mayor's new budget, good or bad? If you think it's good, raise your hands. Well, I guess you all think it's bad. Okay, good. So we're going to ask a follow-up. What is one item in the mayor's 2025 budget that you would have thought to increase? And what is another that you would sacrifice to fund the increase? So it's basically, what would you sacrifice to support something else?
This is a great question. For me, as a former educator, one of the things that I think is not being given a fair shot is our educators. Right now, the budget strips away all incentives and all funding that was fought for in the previous budget for our early pre-K educators. So if you are truly interested about the future of DC, it starts with education. It starts with housing. It starts with public safety. Second part of the question is, I don't think it's necessarily about what we need to cut. I think that we need to look at all of our agencies and do what we do in the business world is this. Look for inefficiencies in programs and organizations and strip out all the fat, all of the unnecessary waste, all the cronyism, all the nepotism in the government, and take those funds and reinvest it back into programs that work, that support our community, and make sure that we are providing safe, thriving communities for our residents in each place.
One of the things that I was extremely disappointed to see in the mayor's proposed budget was the elimination of the paid equity fund, which will cut salary increases for nearly 4,000 teachers without early education. One of the things that I would have thought more for was social service programs to really provide direct support for some of our needs families.
BJ. So we just heard a general question about the mayor's, the budget, and things that candidates found to be less than positive and lacking. Tell us about the budget that we're facing, the mayor's budget, what's good, what's bad, where are the opportunities to improve?
Well, we got to be honest about what this budget really means. This budget means that we are no longer receiving federal subsidy from COVID relief dollars. So that which people have gotten accustomed to over the last couple of years due to the pandemic is no longer. The pandemic is no longer with us. So we did inflate the government. The government grew to accommodate the pandemic relief fund. People needed their mortgages and their rent paid. People lost jobs. People needed food stamps. There was so much more that the government had to do, and the federal government swooped in and helped sustain DC residents. So it's not an attack on the mayor to say that this is a bad budget. This is now a more realistic budget. Now, hey, I've spoken on this before. We have to go back to normal. We were inflated. We had an influx of support and cash. We got to go back to normal. And what I do appreciate that this mayor did is focus on essential services. All right, making sure firefighters are working, making sure police officers are working, making sure your trash gets picked up, make sure that the things that make government have become the priority. I do agree with some of my fellow candidates that the cuts to teachers looks bad, feels bad. But again, some of that money was tied to the pandemic relief funding. We do need to do more for our schools. We do need to do more for our students. I want to see investments in stabilizing family. The mayor has a pilot program, Career Maps. I think that's a great project that I want to continue to grow and fund. It takes a multi-generational approach to stabilizing family and helping young people. You know that I care about the children. And what I really care about the most is that children grow up in safe, nurturing, and loving, supportive environments. And we need to do more for the caregivers, the adults, their older siblings, whoever is taking care of them, grandmama, granddaddy, whomever, auntie, whomever. So we can make sure that that household is safe, loving, nurturing, and supportive so our young people can get the love and belonging that they need.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you, Valerio. We appreciate your comment. Hey, you mentioned that there were 2 forums today. Are there any other opportunities for people to engage with you, your campaign, this weekend?
Yeah, always through social media, always through the website. You can always go to vjforward7.com. That's VJFORWARD7.com. You can call me 202-643-6078. I want you to call me because engaging, responsive, accountable, I want you to remember those 3 things. As your Ward 7 council person, you know that I'll be engaging, responsive, and accountable. If I don't call you back, my staff will beat me to it. But we are the competent, capable, and committed candidate in this race, and we've been doing this work for 20 years. Look, we're stepping up, we're stepping in. Councilmember Gray, great leader, great servant to the District of Columbia for the last 40 years. But we're moving on, and we're moving forward, and the future looks bright with VJ.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we'll let you get back to the Candace and listening, and we'll join you later on this afternoon at Mount Moriah Baptist Church at 2 p.m.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.